N. Venu joining in. He's MD and CEO, Indian South Asia Hitachi Energy. Mr. Venu, thank you so much for your time with us this morning. Just take us through what Q4 has looked like, because operating margins have also bumped up quite, solidly. What has contributed to this?
Yeah. First of all, thank you. Thank you for having me in your show, and also very good morning, to all of you. And as we have been consistently saying that we have been building in a very strategic, focused manner in this last 3 to 4 years, and we are continuously saying this. And we see the tailwinds of energy transition is so huge in India. One is the transmission, renewable, and also in the data centers market and the transport and industries. And we have also our go-to-market strategy, especially on targeting the high growth segments. All those things have given consistent results over a period of time in that. If I come back to the specific Q4 and the FI last year, in that as you know that our revenues have gone double digits in the quarter as well as in the whole year. And also our order inflows has been a very robust with HVDC or without HVDC as well. And all this thing is since we have a huge order backlog, and then we are converting that order backlog in a very sustainable manner, in a strategic focused manner, and also both domestic as well as exports and the service has contributing to the revenues growth, and which has resulted into margin accretion in that. So on a yearly basis, on an operational EBITDA level, we have improved almost 250 basis points. And our guidance, if you recall in your own channel, I've been talking about last year that we enter into double-digit EBITDA margin. We not only entered in the third quarter, but we are sustaining that. So going forward, our guidance as well that we will quarter on quarter might change depending upon the order mix, depending on the revenue mix, etc. But on an overall year basis, so we will be in the range of double-digit EBITDA margin.
Double-digit, definitely in this 12.5% range. Mr. Venu, and just on the point of your high voltage direct current, your HVDC order book, which has also bumped up the balance sheet, looking good this time around. You're seeing a second big order coming in this category?
Yeah. We have actually we have an order backlog. End of 31st of March is 19,000 crores. And there's one more HVDC order which we have already announced, and that will come in the Q1 of this new fiscal year in that. So that is a HVDC new order in that. So that's also quite a sizable and substantial. That will come in the new financial year.
Got it. Mr. Venu, good morning, Neeraj here. And
good morning, Neeraj.
It's a treat to see an investor presentation of a company which at the start talks about safety, integrity, quality, and environmental performance for FY25 before the financial performance, which is very healthy. So kudos on that. Now,
thank you.
Now the question is, when you've spoken about the last deal that you did about a month ago when you spoke to us, and the focus areas of FY26, one can see that transmission, big growth, renewables, very good growth, over 100%. I mean, I'm saying it very good because transmission was 700% odd, right? And railways didn't. So when you talk about harnessing new segments, which is data centers or battery energy storage systems, etc., for FY26, do they eclipse the growth rates that transmission and renewables have shown on FY25, or do all of these move in tandem?
Yeah. So in our view, as I said, the market is growing at a certain growth rate.
Right.
And there are certain segments we have been consistently saying there are high growth segments. So those are the segments that are growing much higher than the market average, such as transmission, such as renewables, such as the data center, and also some of the new emerging sectors in our view going forward, like energy storage, will grow much higher than the market average in that. So we are again concentrating on those segments and looking at our portfolio will go into all of those segments. Our portfolio, be it products, systems, services, and software, will get into all of those segments which are required for the energy transition, and we are also working on those segments as well.
So, the reason why I push this, because when we speak to, for example, we were talking to one of the solar players, a leading solar module manufacturer, and they said that they believe that battery energy storage systems could actually become as large as maybe modules for them. And maybe for the other players as well. So do you reckon that some of these newer segments that we are looking to harness could actually have strong growth in the next 2-3 years and could become very large relative to your current segments?
I would say I would not call it a battery energy storage, but I call it energy storage. Okay. Energy storage could be battery, could be pumped hydro, or any of those things. Would be definitely a significant segment, and this is required for the energy transition. That because so much of solar and wind is coming, and all these things, intermittent nature, you need to also balance the grid. Balance the grid, two things you need. One is that grid expansions, and other one is that also you need sufficient storage is required. Storage could be in the form of battery energy storage, or it could be pumped energy storage, or it could be mixed of those things in that. And I would say that in all those areas, whether it's a battery energy storage, is a pumped energy storage, our portfolio will go into it in that.
Mr. Venu, what is the export outlook looking like? Can you give us a sense of what has been the export vertical performance for this last quarter, and what do you look at it like for the current financial year?
As I said, last year, if you remove the HVDC, our whole exports were in the range of 37%. And we have been consistently saying that our main focus is going to be in the domestic market. And that's how we have been expanding our factories. We are expanding our product lines. But having said that, we also ensure that a sustainable export strategy. Our export strategy is a sustainable, growing on a year in that. We set ourselves that in the last 3 years that to bring the exports as a percentage of our total orders to 25%. We already reached 2 years back. They would like to sustain there and maybe go a little bit up that, but exports is not at the cost of a domestic market. As I said, our key focus has been domestic, and we see a lot of tailwinds of a pipeline, whether it is a transmission, renewable, and data center. We see a huge amount of tailwinds, and our focus is that. And exports is a complementary, and we have been working on the export strategy as a very consistent from 25%. We brought to 25%. We have stabilized 25%. Maybe we take one more step to go up there.
No, so one more step to go up in the sense in terms of your revenue split, you hope to keep exports at 25% or now move upwards? And what is the sort of margin differential you're seeing between the two?
No, right now we would like to keep it at 25%. That's our strategy. But once we stabilize, maybe we'll look at it, depending upon how our expansion of the factories come in, how our domestic market, all those things will be looked into it before we look at it, where else, we can send our supplies or our products in that. And very well that, exports margin profile is definitely better than the domestic margin.
What is the difference? What is sort of, can you give us an apple-to-apple comparison and give us some sense of substantially higher, to what extent?
Yeah, I wish I could, but we don't want it. It is definitely substantially better.
What are the capex plans for this year, Mr. Venu? You've raised funds. What do you plan to do with it, and what is the strategic outlook for the financial year?
So we said we have raised 2,500 crores, and out of that, 2/3 of that will go into pure play capex expansion of our factories, and expansion and bringing a localizing of our new product portfolio, etc. in that. And if you see in the last 4 years, we have been spending almost at an annual run rate of 100 crores per year. And this year we would like to jumpstart, and we will be spending close to 500 crores. Close to 400 to 500 crores in this year. And then the whole of this 2,500 crores will be spent in the next 4 or 5 years in that.
Mr. Venu, one question on Hitachi India doing work for the global markets as well, because you said in your presentation that you continue to focus on export and shift the center of gravity to digital. But I also see a clutch of orders being executed for Thailand, Philippines, etc., essentially South Asia. Do you expect the share of this pie, which is work in India but for the South Asian market, to pick up from where it is right now as a percentage over the next 3 to 5 years?
It has. If you see our history, so when we started our journey in 2020, it was our exports were in the range of 15% of our total orders and total revenue. Okay, and we set ourselves from 15% to be moved to 25%, and we are now, as I said, we are stabilizing the 25%. But our main focus is the domestic market. We see a huge tailwinds in that. So we have right now, we have to manage our factory capacities to ensure that we fulfill our commitments for the domestic markets, and then we go to the export markets. But having said that, our export strategy, again, I'm repeating that it's a very sustainable. We want to grow year on year, and also go to different geographies, and also take our new portfolio into the different geographies. And that has really playing well so far. And in our view, it will also, going forward, will play very well as well.
Okay. I'm presuming you are constructive on growth ahead. Just one quick question on any risks to the growth tailwinds as you see them right now.
No, of course, with so much of going on the geopolitical tariffs and all those things, definitely we need to watch out how it will play out in terms of our supply chains, etc. In that, so that's the reason we are very agile, and we are able to look at it, how those things are panning out, so that we are able to take quick decisions in terms of our capacity expansion, in terms of our geographical penetration. All those things are definitely need to be looked into it.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Venu, wishing you all the best for this and more. Thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking to us. All the best for FY26 and beyond.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you, Neeraj. Thank you.
As always.